Hi everyone, and welcome back to Faith and Flour. I'm Robin, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys lots of cleaning motivation and also some reorganizing inspiration. I am doing sort of a part 2 of the reorganizing of our spice cabinet, which was in my video from this past Sunday. I came up with a solution that was totally different from what I had originally planned, so I'm going to start off by showing you that, but there's going to be lots more cleaning and organizing in today's video, so stay tuned for that as well. My original idea was to transfer all of our spices into these small mason jars and to stack them on the Lazy Susan. But with the metal lids, they just did not stack very well, and so they were very precarious, and I really couldn't fit as many on there as I had originally hoped, and so it wasn't a great solution at all. And I had the idea of putting plastic lids on, which did help. It did make them more stackable, but I still had the problem of not being able to fit very many spices on this small Lazy Susan. I also really wanted to take all of our spices out of these plastic Tupperware containers. I've used that system for years and it's great, but I want our spices in glass, and so my new idea takes care of that problem too. I will link Sunday's video in the description box so you guys can see that if you missed it, but this is what the cabinet looked like at the end of that video. The first thing that I did was go ahead and order the plastic tops, and I also found these great shaker tops. They actually have one side for shaking spices and the other for spooning them out, and they work with the metal band, and I love them. So for all of the spices that we like to shake, this is a great solution, and I will have these in my Amazon store along with everything else that I can possibly link. And if you guys want to check that out, the description box will have the link for my Amazon store. Next, I replaced all of those metal lids with plastic ones. Normally, I would opt for metal or glass over plastic, but the plastic lids work so much better when you're using these jars for dry storage. The metal ones just don't thread very well. They can get sort of old and rusty very quickly, and they aren't easily washed, so I like the plastic ones, and I know I'm going to be much happier using these. I also decided to use these glass jars that are a little bit larger, and so they accommodate things like bay leaves, cinnamon sticks, and some of the other spices that I tend to buy in larger quantity. They came from my yogurt maker, and I'm no longer making yogurt now that I'm lactose intolerant, so this is a great use for those. My new plan is to store my spices in this drawer next to my oven. Right now, it just has some pot holders, a lighter, and some matches, so I think using it as a spice drawer will be a much better use of the space. And I want to give a little shout out to Rachel. She had mentioned that she used a drawer for her spices, and that really got me thinking. I think I'm going to love this solution, and you can let me know after you see the video if you agree. After emptying the drawer, I want to clean it, and so I'm going to use my new wash and wipe cloth from eCloth. This is a microfiber cloth designed for the kitchen. It does a great job of picking up all of the dirt, up to 99% of bacteria, and all I need is water, so I'm a huge fan of these. Once the drawer was cleared out and cleaned, I started putting the jars in. I wanted to rearrange the spice cabinet. I still have some large containers for bulk spices sort of overflow, plus things like my salt and pepper shakers that are too large to go in the drawer, and I need to make room for the pot holders. I readjusted the shelf height to accommodate one of the large spice containers, and then I did a lot of arranging and rearranging until I got things the way I liked. So here's the solution that I wound up really being happy with. I've got all of my spices in the drawer with labels on top so I can see what is what. And then on the shelf, I have the items on the top shelf pulled close to the front so I can see what I have and reach it easily. And then all of the large spice containers I have on the shelves, and the shorter ones are on top, the taller ones underneath, and then there's a place for the pot holders. While I was at it, I decided to tackle one more drawer that I haven't been completely happy with. And this time it worked out a lot better, and I'm really happy with the arrangement. The problem with this drawer is these dividers that I put in. They are great at keeping things corralled, but it's such a deep drawer that I'm not able to really maximize the space. So I came up with a better idea for that. But before that, I'm going to give it a little bit of a vacuum and wipe down. I found these storage baskets at Target, and they are much deeper. I really like the way they fit into the drawer. They give me a tiny bit of extra space on the side for these skewers and my rolling pin, and there's enough room in the front for me to store all of my e-cloths. Now I'm going to unpack some new kitchen utensils. I just found these on Amazon, and if you guys are interested, I'll have them in my Amazon store. They are made of wood and silicone, and I bought them to replace some plastic ones. The ones that I have had for years. I'm not even sure if they are BPA free, but they have definitely started to degrade, and I don't think that is the safest or the most healthy thing for my family. So it's time to bring in the new and get rid of the old. Before using my new utensils, I'm going to wash them, and I'm going to wash this container as well. Just the other day, I received several new things from eCloth, and one of them was this washing up pad. It has been wonderful in place of a sponge. It's microfiber on one side, and then it has a non-scratch scouring side for pots and pans on the other. It's completely machine washable, so you can reuse it over and over again. And I also got a couple of these non-scratch scrubbing pads just to keep on hand when I have a lot of extra pots and pans that need some scouring. It may sound weird, but getting new cleaning tools is like Christmas for me. I had the most fun opening this up and trying out all of these new products from eCloth. If you guys have watched me for any length of time, you will know how much I love eCloth and how I use them in every video. It's what I really use at home, and I highly recommend them. So if you guys are interested, I always have a link in the description box for you to use. keeping all of my wooden or bamboo spoons, but I have a couple of spatulas that I'm not sure I really need anymore. So I'm going to put them in sort of my quarantine area. I have a cabinet in the kitchen where I've been putting things like this when I'm not 100% sure if I want to keep them, and if I haven't used them in several months, then I'm going to donate them. The top drawer, the one above where I just reorganized, has been working great. This is a more shallow drawer. I had found these bamboo trays at Target and they fit in here perfectly. Everything stays organized and neat, and I have been enjoying this system, so I'm going to leave it. And I'm hoping that the bottom drawer will work just as well. So time will tell, and I'll check back in with you to let you guys know how it goes. Organizing is done for the day, and now it's time to finish up with the cleaning. And I'm just going to use my microfiber e-cloth to wipe down all of the cabinets. I'm not going to get on a ladder and go all the way up to the top. I'm just trying to get the sort of high traffic areas, the places where we touch, and around the stove here where grease and things like that build up. And then I'm going to do the lower cabinets, and I do all of the lower cabinets because we have a dog, and so there are lots of little smudges and smears that need some attention. As I wipe down the cabinets, I'm taking extra care with the handles as well. That is an area where we can spread germs, especially during cold and flu season. E-cloth microfiber cloths remove 99% of bacteria, so I feel really good after I've used them to clean. I'm using my DIY disinfecting spray on my cutting board, and I have the recipe for that in the description box if you guys are interested. But it contains vodka, which disinfects the wood, and I like using it because the wood is porous and there's some little grooves on there from when I've been using a knife. And although I don't use raw meat on my cutting board, I do like to use that disinfectant spray just to be sure that I'm not cross-contaminating our food, since I use it for food prep every day. I'm going to finish up in the kitchen by cleaning the stainless steel, and I'm getting out a window polishing cloth, also from eCloth, because after I use my microfiber cloth to clean the stainless steel, I follow it with this window polishing cloth, and it just basically dries the surface to a streak-free shine. And I have talked about this before in my videos, but I never use any product on my stainless steel. I used to, and I found that it left a really nasty residue over time. And these work wonderful. They just remove all of the fingerprints, the smudges and smears, and they don't leave any sort of buildup, just clean surface, which I love. So I would never go back to using any product. And this way I don't have any product to store. I don't have any extra product to pay for. And I also don't have to worry about the other ingredients in those products. So cleaning with water works great. hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, I would love to have you as a subscriber. It's absolutely free and easy. And if you activate the bell icon, you'll get a notification each time I upload a new video so you don't miss out on anything. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me today. I hope it gave you some inspiration and motivation to do some cleaning, organizing, and decluttering in your home. I look forward to talking with you in the comments and seeing you in the next video. Have a great week.